put you one of the ideas they're coming up with. For instance, Asif Zardari in March and again in May has repeatedly said that the two countries should concentrate on boosting trade, increasing interdependence and building up confidence, and then he says only will the congenial atmosphere be created in which Kashmir can be sorted out. In other words, he's now talking about a trade-first policy. Build up trade, leave Kashmir for later.
I don't think that's a fact. I think they're talking about measures which can go along as far as Kashmir is concerned.
Can I interrupt? You
Sure.
say you don't think it's a fact, but this is what he said to PTI on the 22nd of May. He says, my dream is that Pakistan is the force multiplier for India. No previous Pakistani leaders ever said that sort of thing.
Maybe, he has said many things. And if you look at the recent statements which he has been making, after meeting recently the Kashmir leadership of Azad Kashmir, he has said exactly the same thing what Prime Minister Gilani has said. So I don't think, we should go by statements. They make statements at different levels. But I think that what is important, you have 2 or 3 facts which you need to have right in terms of any movement forward. One is that Pakistan and India cannot afford to put Kashmir on the back burner and talk about trade, politics, cultural exchanges, sports, because this is a live issue. People are getting killed. Yes, of course, there's a ceasefire on the borders. The Indian Pakistani forces are not getting killed. But the fact is, Kashmiris are getting killed in Kashmir.
But do you see the problem? You're saying India and Pakistan can't afford to put it on the back burner. Asif Zardari is not only prepared to, he's advocating it.
I think, what Mr. Zardari has said, probably, you're taking it much out of the context. Yes, he's of the view that India and Pakistan should come together. There should be trade. There should be all kinds of exchanges between the two countries. But
I'm not taking it out of context. I'm only interrupting you for this reason. This is what he says. We can be patient till everybody grows up further. Maybe the coming generation grows up even further.
That might be his personal opinion, but I don't think that's the opinion of the government of Pakistan.
But he's the most important person. He's the Sonia Gandhi equivalent.
No, but that's true. But, we have had many people saying different things at different times. But we, let it be very clear on this, that, you and I know that in terms of Pakistan, there are 2 important factors. One is, of course, the government and the political parties. And then the most important factor in Pakistan is the army. So I think any Kashmir policy, if it has to be changed, that has to be in consultation with the army. And I don't see that there's any change in Pakistan's policy on Kashmir. As I said, yes, in approach there is a change, and we don't disagree with that change.
You're suggesting that the army won't let Zardari or Gilani actually put into practice what they're saying in rhetorical terms. That's what you're suggesting.
I'm saying that, it's very difficult for any prime minister in Pakistan to come up with a set of ideas and try to implement it on its own, unless and until there is the backing of the other institutions in Pakistan.
The army in particular.
In particular. We know it for sure.
But the problem is that 2 months have passed since Zardari made his statements, 3 weeks since Gilani made his statements. The army hasn't said a word.
I think if you look at the last statement made by General Kiani when he visited Azad Kashmir, that was very important, in which he said that there's absolutely no question of the Pakistani army, letting its support go to the moral and political issue of Kashmir.
So your answer to me is, don't pay attention to Zardari and Gilani. It's Kayani that matters, and if Kayani stays traditional, that's what matters.
I'm saying that there is there's complete harmony, at least between the institutions in Pakistan, as far as Kashmir is concerned. There might be issues where they differ vis-a-vis internal issues in Pakistan, but as far as Kashmir is concerned, it's the core of Pakistan's foreign policy. So you can't afford to say that that the army is going one way and the political institutions are going the other way. There has to be a policy in tandem vis-a-vis these institutions.